We have finally come to the end of the Valiant Red Peony with Red Peony Gambler 3, Flower Card Game, which is number 291 in the Masters of Cinema series. Now, interesting change in director here. We have Taiketo as the director here, and he adds a very stunning visual style to this one. This is probably the best looking of the three films, and as I was moving into this, I kind of understood the storyline that we had here. At the start, we get a very interesting opening as we see Oryu saving a blind girl from being hit by a train while her mother kind of looks on. And you just get the idea that she's like the wandering Zatoichi, just going through the land, helping people out. And we quickly jump into another story of her going to a family to settle down, learn some more of her trade before moving on. The littlest hobo kind of way. But there's something very different here, because when they hear her name, there is shared glances, and not in the, oh, we've heard your reputation, but as in something's not quite right here. And we discover very early on that someone has been using the Red Peony's identity and cheating people at gambling.
西の丸の親分さん、私の偽物がおろうごたとしか思えませんばい。どうか今始末、私につけさせておくんなさい。
But nonetheless, she is welcomed into this family due to the patriarchal figure here, the leader of the gang, who understands what's going on and allows her to try and figure out who's stealing her personality and using it for their advantage. But of course, that's not all that's going on, because there's more here. We get the typical story of this man in a kind of battle for construction contracts, for gambling contracts, with someone who is trying to usurp him. And this is the main kind of catalyst for the film. And
西の丸をやってくれ。お前は当選人だ。嫌とは有名な。
although it does hit the typical beats of two rival gangs, she is with one of them. One is more honourable, the other one is more duplicitous, and when they take things too far, she's going to have to step in and take action here. It does follow that beat, but it adds enough new things to it that makes it far more interesting. We have a gambler in the form of Ken Takakura Hanakai, who comes in to work with the bad guys. He comes to learn more about his gambling trade. And there's a nice little side story, because this is a character that is honourable and loyal and lives to tradition, but understands that the people he's working for are terrible, are horrible human beings who aren't honourable. And you kind of see that struggle within that character. And although he's playing a different character from the first movie, it's really great to see him here.
私だけのコツですわい。
There are so many good action sequences in here. There are so many good, memorable sequences that I really loved, which makes it possibly my favourite of the three films so far. The way they frame a lot of the shots, they have this elevated train and this bridge that runs under it, and with the snowfall and with the steam from the train falling down, it's just a stunning image. And there are many like this throughout the film. One of my favourite sequences is when Hanoka is charged with attacking someone. He is honour bound to do this. He doesn't want to do it, and that inner struggle is great, and the way that that resolves itself, the situation, is just fantastic. It's also got one of the best lines I've ever heard of a character, who just says to Oryu, when you handed me the umbrella, I felt the warmth in your hand that melted my heart. That kind of thing that reminded me of my mother and took me back to a better time. Fantastic line, and a really kind of fun moment within the film.
初めて傘貸していただいたあの堀川端での手のぬくもりが。
Of course, we're going to get to the explosive action at the end, and as you always, it's fantastic, it's terrific and bloody, and what I expected. but it's the little flourishes throughout this, the little addition of characters, the little blind girl at the start who comes back into it, her mother, the Ken Takakura character. These moments all build in this one, adding so much into it, and for 98 minutes I was fascinated by this one. I found it my favourite of the three films so far, and one that I just utterly adored. Let's dive into the extras and have a look at them. Here we are in the disc for the Valiant Red Peony 3. Red Peony Gambler 3 comes with the original Japanese model, commentary by Tom Mes, the original theatrical trailer, and the other extra that's on this disc is the interview with Tony Raines. It runs at 19 minutes 58 seconds, and here Tony gives us the history of the Red Peony franchise, all 8 of the movies. He kind of touches on why they only stop at 8, the lead actress, and what kind of made her give up this role, the idea of reoccurring actors in different roles as well, and there's another fun talking head. That's the extras for the Valiant Red Peony Part 3. There we have it. The Valiant Red Peony trilogy is pretty terrific. I would highly recommend this set. 3 films that, although follow a certain formula, they deviate enough, they add enough uniqueness throughout it to really create some wonderful imagery, some wonderful story points, and a kind of warm familiarity in that revenge storyline that you get at the end of it. 3 great films, and a set I would highly recommend. I'd love to know your thoughts on the Red Peony Gambler trilogy, so let me know in the comment box below your thoughts and what your favourite was as well. I'd be curious to know. As always, there is more content up here. You can see more of my stuff. In the description box below are links to Patreon, membership program, and manvfilm.com. Always in which you can support me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.